Every day, millions of people wake up early, rush to work, and spend hours doing the same thing, exchanging time for money. They wake up, they grind, they get paid, and yet, they never move forward. Their paycheck comes, and before they can even feel proud of it, it's gone. Bills, rent, taxes, groceries, gone. Month after month, year after year, the same cycle repeats. And one day, they realize something painful. They've spent their entire life working for money, but never learned how to make money work for them. That's the truth most people never understand. They think the only way to get rich is to work harder, take extra shifts, or find a higher paying job. But the truth is, no matter how much you earn, if your money isn't growing, you'll always stay in the same place. Because money is like a seed. If you keep it locked away, it stays the same. But if you plant it, if you invest it, it multiplies. Most people don't realize how powerful their money can become when it starts working for them. They see money only as something to spend or save. But the rich see it as something to grow. Every dollar they earn is a little employee, and their job is to send those employees out to bring back more dollars. The poor and middle class think, I'll save money, and one day I'll have enough. But saving alone doesn't create wealth. Inflation slowly kills it, prices rise every year, and the money sitting in your bank account loses value silently. Let's put this in perspective. If you had $10,000 in the bank earning 1% interest, after a year you'd have $10,100. But if inflation that year was 5%, your $10,100 could only buy what $9,600 used to buy a year ago. You didn't make money, you lost it. Quietly. Now imagine if instead of keeping that $10,000 sitting still, you made it work. You invested it into an asset that grew 8–10% a year. You'd not only keep up with inflation, you'd be ahead of it. That's the difference between being safe and being free. Because here's the reality, money doesn't sleep. It's always moving. The question is it moving for you or against you? People say, investing is risky. But not investing is even riskier. Because the biggest risk in life isn't losing money, it's wasting time. Time you could have used to let your money compound, to let it grow, to let it create freedom. Think about it. If you start investing $500 a month at age 25, and you earn an average 10% annual return, by the time you're 45, you'll have over $380,000. By 55, you'll have over $1 million, and you only invested $180,000 total. The rest came from compound growth, your money working while you sleep. That's the magic of compounding. It's slow at first, then unstoppable. Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. But most people never experience it because they never start. They're too busy looking for quick money instead of building smart money. The truth is, every dollar you earn has two choices: to work for you, or to die in your hands. The people who get rich aren't the ones who earn the most. They're the ones who give their money a job. So how do you make your money work for you? You start by understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. It's that simple. But most people get it wrong their entire lives. They buy a new car and call it an investment. They buy luxury items, take vacations, upgrade their phones, and convince themselves it's success. But wealth isn't about how much you spend, it's about how much you keep and grow. The rich buy assets first. They let their assets pay for their luxuries later. The poor buy luxuries first and spend their life working to pay for them. If you want to change your life, you have to flip that script. Before you buy something new, ask yourself one question: will this make me money or cost me money? If it makes you money, it's an asset. If it costs you, it's a liability. Every dollar you spend should have a purpose, to bring more dollars back. Now, let's talk about the vehicles that can make your money work. There are many: stocks, bonds, real estate, businesses, digital assets, online income streams, but the principle behind all of them is the same: cash flow. When you buy an asset, your goal isn't just to watch the value go up, it's to make it generate income. A rental property gives you rent. A stock gives you dividends. A business gives you profit. That's what real investing is, turning money into a system that pays you again and again. Because financial freedom doesn't mean having millions in the bank. It means having enough income from assets that you don't need to work unless you choose to. And that's the real dream: not to quit work, but to quit worrying about money. To have control of your time, your choices, your life. But to reach that point, you have to break free from the mindset you were taught. You were taught to be a worker, not an investor. You were taught to save, not to grow. You were taught to be afraid of risk, but the truth is, the system itself is the biggest risk. Schools never taught you how to invest. They taught you how to get a job. The system was built to create employees, not investors. But the moment you decide to learn the game, everything changes. Start with small steps. Learn about how the stock market works. Read about index funds. Understand what compounding means. Study how the rich use time, not timing. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start. Investing is like planting a tree. The best time to plant it was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Every month you delay, you lose time, the one thing you can never get back. Even if you start small, $100 a month, the habit is more powerful than the amount. Because consistency beats intensity, over time, that habit changes everything. Your mindset shifts from, I can't afford this, to, how can I afford this? You stop chasing money, you start creating it. And once you start seeing your money grow on its own, you'll never look at it the same way again. You'll understand what real freedom feels like, when you wake up in the morning and realize your money worked while you slept. That's what the rich mean when they say, make your money work for you. They don't have magic, they just understand the rules, and they play the game differently. They use time, leverage, and patience as their tools. They invest, they reinvest, and they let compounding do the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, others spend their lives working harder, saving what's left, and wondering why nothing changes. It's not luck, it's not talent, it's strategy, and it starts with knowledge. So if you want to escape the cycle, stop thinking about how much you earn, and start thinking about how much you can grow. Because money isn't just a reward, it's a resource. And when used wisely, it builds freedom, not stress. Imagine a future where your income doesn't depend on your job, where your investments cover your bills, where you can take time off and your money still keeps coming in. That's not fantasy, that's the power of compound investing. But you'll never reach that future if you keep waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time, only now. Start learning, start investing, even if it's small, even if it's uncomfortable. Because the discomfort you feel now is nothing compared to the regret of doing nothing later. Remember this, you work for money in the beginning. But if you do it right, one day, money starts working for you. That's the shift that changes everything. If this message opened your eyes, take action. Learn, invest, grow. Because freedom isn't something you find, it's something you build. And every dollar you invest today brings you one step closer to the life you've always dreamed of.